trying to develop Kingsbury. We're like, no, we want the space. And they're like, no, we want some.
Your uncle's son was so beautiful.
2, 3, clap. Oh, that was a bad clap.
So, Craig, thinking about the vision of the warehouse, I guess the direction that we are currently going in, the way that we're seeing the future and ourselves in it within the context of South Africa, what are the reasons that you think people should be supporting the warehouse and the work of the warehouse, and how can people do this?
I think people absolutely should be supporting the work of the warehouse financially. I think it's worth noting that transitions between particularly people involved in the founding of an organisation onto the next generation, often that's a risky time. Yeah. And I think that's one good reason to do it, is to help make the transition successful. But more importantly, I believe that we as a country are in this moment where we have a story in our country of the church contributing to, in a really positive way, the peace and justice of God in this country through the story of the country. That the church is involved in the anti-apartheid protest and anti-apartheid work, involved in the struggle, and leaders like Archbishop Desmond Tutu, like Alan Bosak and others called us to something and helped us participate in change. Yeah. And then we had a season where that seemed slower than we would want it to be and less active. And yet, right across the country, I believe we're seeing the church finding its voice in bringing about change and acting for the peace and justice of God for the world. And the warehouse is an organisation that's been placed and has worked in that interface for the last 2 decades. We've got good experience, there's a great staff team, there's an understanding of what it means to journey with the community over a long period of time. We're not a service delivery organisation. We're an organisation that believes that the church and its people and its leaders need to be at the centre of the change that's happening. And quite frankly, we understand that and we're working well at that. And that work requires intentional presence over multiple years to bear the best fruit. And we are at a place in the story of this country where that work is needed. And churches and church leaders need organisations like the Warehouse to come alongside, to help in the formation and chaplaincy of leaders, to participate in helping congregations act in ways that are transformative and redemptive and liberatory in their communities, and to help make the connections between these local communities so that systemic issues can be addressed. And we should be investing in that work. It takes time. Its fruit isn't always immediately visible, but I think there's enough of a track record and enough of the team that I would love to see people listening to this saying, yes, we'd love to invest in that work over the long period of time. Not so much because we believe in the work of the warehouse, although hopefully you would do that, but because we want to invest in change in communities supported by local congregations and catalyzed by those people.
Yeah.
And people can do it. There are lots of ways. The website, there's online donating from all sorts of places around the world. There's tax-deductible donations that can be made in South Africa as well as in the USA, and tax-efficient donations in the UK, and all of those make it possible to donate very easily. And if there are any questions, people can get a hold of us and we can do it.